What's up, everybody? Welcome back to I Want Entertainment. We are here with the one, the only goddess of fourth place, the fallen angel edit, Jazz. Jazz, you were just voted out like 20 minutes ago. How are you feeling?
Um, I'm taking it really well. And I'm just going to say that they all thought they couldn't beat me, and it was the only choice that they could make. And that's why I'm here, the last member of the jury. So I'm okay.
Would have been landslide 7-0 to 0.
Wait, what?
I said it would have been a landslide if you were in the final 7-0 to 7-0 to 0, right?
Oh yeah, I would have shut everyone out. Like they had no chance.
uh,
Oh my god,
so,
it's been a ride.
how did you enjoy your experience overall?
I loved every minute of this game, even when I was crying about it. But I just had so much fun, and I think that's what I love about playing orgs. It's just getting to play my favorite games multiple times instead of just once or twice. So I had a really good time, and you guys were so good at setting this season up. Like I feel like the cast meshed really well together, and the games were fun, and the twists were good, and the whole mutiny thing that nobody took, that would have been fun to see. I loved it. It was great.
Oh, love it. Big smile on my face. You want to take a trip down memory lane with me quickly?
Sure.
So, as I said, when in like my parting words to you, you were like not even on the lineup for this. You were not like in the casting pool. You actually were like one of few people who actually didn't even put in an application. You were literally recruited. So knowing that and entering the I Want Entertainment community that way, um, you got your homework in, day one starts, we link you the Zoom, the cast is there, the tribes are revealed, and you get labeled or crowned as the captain of the ship. So bring me back to that time of like entering the game or being recruited, entering the game, night one, all that shit, and then captaincy.
Okay. When I got recruited, I was gonna say no, believe it or not. I was ready to be like, hell no, I'm not playing another game for a while because I just got out of one that I had to leave because my my mental health was like plummeting at the time, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm taking a break from orgs. And then something, I don't know, something in me was just like, play. Somebody is reaching out to you and they want you to play their game, and you should. So I was just like, yeah, of course, I'll play. And Sandy, you're very charming, like I said before. And I was just like, yeah, I'll play. Fuck it, you know? And then I get to the first day, and everybody already seems great. I think I said in my first confessional, like when I was going down the line of people that were on my tribe, I was like, this person's great, this person's great. I love this person, I love this person, I love this person. And yeah, I felt like I fit in. Like sometimes I get in games and I feel like I don't fit in with everybody. And it's kind of like trying to connect with people and then not being able to because I just don't fit in with them. But I felt like I fit well in the cast. And that's like rare for me, I guess, because in life I kind of don't fit in a lot, but you know, it is what it is. And then we're picking our roles from the little icons. And I picked the ship because I was like the last in the random order. And I guess I was like, okay, I don't want that one. So I'll pick the ship. And then you're going through all the roles. And I'm like, okay, when's the ship coming in? I don't want to be the captain. And then you get to the ship, and I'm like, okay, captain's the only one left. So now I'm captain. And at first, I was like, I really don't want to be captain because any little move I make that's wrong, they're going to hate me for it, and they're going to blame me for it losing or blame me for saying the wrong thing. Like just any little thing that they can find to nitpick at with the captain, they're going to take it and jump on it. but it was also kind of like, okay, I'm relieved because the only way they're getting rid of me if it's unanimous or they overthrow me and then vote me out the next round. So I felt kind of okay with being captain. And then I kept being captain and, having to sit people out and just, it was bittersweet being the captain, I would say. No one ever voted for me, so that's great. But yeah, I did not want to be captain. I'll just be clear. I did
Or
not want to be the captain.
even despite your hesitancies at being captain, you did something right. Your tribe was probably one of the more successful tribes in the history of this series. What do you credit Calico's success to?
I would love to take all the credit, but I would say like we all just meshed really well on day one. And I think that helped us work together. And not to mention, like, I feel like everybody on the tribe was like fully committed to doing well. And that helped us succeed as long as we could. And then we had to go to tribal that one time, and I think it was downhill from there, but that's not the question. But yeah, when we were winning, it was like a sort of like, reassurance that I'm doing something right, even though I still felt a lot of weight on my shoulders. But it felt good to be the captain of the winning team because I'm sure Benji was down in the dumps a lot after they lost. Because when we lost for the first time, I was like, fuck, did I make a wrong decision? But yeah, I
So
think
yeah,
everybody just worked
y'all
well
were
together.
on a fucking hot streak for a long time, and there was a little bit of regret, like, damn, did I imbalance these tribes? But it was just, the group of the 10 of y'all really did that, and the group of the 10 of them just couldn't do that.
Mhm.
So the the pre-merge portion of this was, I don't want to say smooth sailing, but the waters of the Calico ship were bearable. They were nice, easy sailing. Then the merge hit. You'd think, based on numbers, that it would be a steamroll. What happened?
Um, I think for me, I just felt like whatever was going on with the people on Calico, like at some point, even if we eliminated all of the Blackbeards, I wasn't in the top of the pecking order. Like I felt like me and Bree were the ones that they would eliminate next you know, after all the Blackbeards are gone, that leaves me and Bree being voted out by our tribe. And maybe I was wrong to think that. And in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done some of the things I did, but like in the moments of every decision I'm making, I'm just like, I think this is what's best for me right now. I think this is what I should do, even though I didn't want to.
I mean, your gut
But
got you really far. You were one challenge win away, you know? So from my perspective, it felt like your gut led you in the right direction. It was just, one challenge difference between, your gut leading you all the way to the end to your gut falling one challenge shy. So
yeah,
I think your gut is in your corner.
thank you.
Um, so what is it specifically about the Calico tribe, do you think, that made it to where y'all gave Blackbeard more of a fighting chance than they probably should have had on paper? Is there like one reason or something that you could like pinpoint or highlight a little bit for me as to like why Calico was divided when their unity was so important?
I think, like, for me personally, I just felt like a disconnect from Julia, JB, Nolita, and Zach. when the thing started. And I thought that they were a stronger group than, like, I feel like they all had each other's backs, but not mine. And so that led me to wanting to align with the Blackbeard people for the time being. And then, me and Bree, we both were like, we need to get some of these Calico people out because they're not gonna keep us around when it gets down to it. And for me, it was just me trying to make sense of things that weren't connecting. Like the whole mathematicians thing, like I thought that was a great thing because sometimes I needed other people to help me make the math because it wasn't for me for
Yeah,
for a long
your
time during that
limited
earthquake.
perspective, the math was a math thing, but
Wait, what?
other mathematicians. Oh, I said like with one single person's perspective, it's hard to sometimes make the math, and when you have other perspectives of like trusted people, you can then see the equation for what it is. I did love, and just shout out to the mathematicians. I did love that. That could have been Final Four there.
Yeah, I could have, but that whole blow up thing happened, and they were like, "Bree, we're gonna get Bree." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever. I'm not voting for Bree, but y'all can do what y'all want to do." But I think for me, one thing like that really got me was the whole. I ain't even gonna bring that up. I'm gonna leave that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You said a good word, which was the disconnect. I felt definitely there's always been a disconnect on the Calico tribe between y'all like coalescing. But one thing that I definitely want to get an update on, definitely at the reunion, was when some of the members of Calico decided to lie to you and Bree about the votes. When we're talking about, oh my God, Calico, we just lost Julia, blah, 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 to then lie to people that you're trying to keep together was sort of counterproductive, counterintuitive, counter everything that probably should have been happening at that point. So keep me updated on if you ever, discuss that with the people who might have been involved, like JB or Valiant or whoever. I'm not really sure. It was a while ago.
And that's another thing that kept me on the train of voting people from Calico out. It's because when mine and Ty's vote was linked, they thought like they couldn't trust me to do what I needed to do. And I felt like voting Julia with Taisha wouldn't matter as long as everyone from Calico voted where they said they were voting. So when they came and they were like, we're going to vote Rachel just to get me to tell Taisha to vote Rachel, I felt like, why? Why are you doing that? Like, it makes no sense because either way, that's just one vote. And I don't know. I'm like, Taisha didn't even want to keep a lot of them there. Like, she would have been okay voting Max, but I wanted to vote Julia that round just because I felt like Julia and JB were more aligned with each other than they were with me. Like, I knew that they'd have each other's backs over mine, so I was like, okay, I'll vote Julia. And then the freaking thing that Max played, that was crazy. And so I still ended up voting Julia, but I just didn't get why they lied to me. Like, I know I lied, but I didn't get why they lied about where they were voting. Because at the end of the day, me having to vote with Taisha didn't affect our numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't affect the events that should have happened. It didn't have an effect on where I voted with Taisha. Because if they all wanted to vote Max, they would have voted Max, and Max would have gone. But then Max played his advantage. So I'm like, that's the reason why Julia actually went home. Not because my vote and Taisha's vote was linked. It's because Max played an advantage. And they couldn't vote for Max. So I don't know. That whole thing just, it irritated me. I was like, whatever.
So Calico is voted out back to back to back at the start of the merge. What was the defining factor in your mind or opinion that like got Calico back on track?
I think it was realizing that as much as Blackbeard wanted to insinuate that it wasn't tribe v tribe anymore, it very much was. Like three of us went in a row and we had 7 going in and they had 4. And they ended up taking enough of us out to where the sides tied. And it shouldn't have been like that. And obviously part of that was my fault because I voted with Blackbeard multiple times. But I think we all were just in the mindset like we have to get it together because they are going to keep voting for people from Calico because they're all tight. They've all been to tribal council with each other hundreds of times. That's hyperbole, obviously, but like
Hundreds.
they were
It's not.
bonded.
It's not
They
hyperbole.
They went to tribal so many times because we were beating their asses. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, they they were sticking together. Like Taisha was on the fence with them, so that was good. But I feel like me, Valiant, Nolita, and Zach had like an epiphany. Like we need to stop not we need to stop voting for people from Calico to leave because this is exactly what Blackbeard wants. And that's how we ended up being able to get Max out. Plus, no, was it Max? No. Who played an idol? Nolita played her idol.
Yeah, Max did go in 8 though when it was tied 4-4.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And then, Rachel played her idol at the final 7, and that was what got Valiant out. So I think that whole Max and Valiant thing that kind of like put in everybody's head like this is not Calico versus Blackbeard anymore. This is Go Nav, and we need to reevaluate what we think we should do. And I think the moment Bree left was like an epiphany for people on Calico. Like we can't keep letting them vote us out because that's exactly what was happening. They were gonna, I don't know, they were gonna vote all of us out at some point. And we just left out when Nolita played her idol and she stayed because she voted for Benji. And it was 4-3-1, right?
Yeah, I really do think that final 8 tribal council really set the tone for the rest of the end game and led the finalists to being finalists and led you to making it up until tonight. Looking back, is there one thing that stands out as like, damn, I wish I juked left instead of right. I wish I did this instead of that.
I wish that and this is gonna sound crazy, but I wish that I never jumped on the train to get JB out because I felt like with Julia gone, JB had no choice but to be close to me. And I still was like, yeah, let's just vote him out because of XYZ. When really I feel like Julia being gone could have pulled him closer to me. And I actually did like love JB. And I felt so bad when he was getting all the negative touchy subjects things. And I'm like, ugh, we could have given him a break and not voted him out right there. And he probably would have had my back more than some other people without Julia being there. Except for Bree, that was my girl. I loved her. I was mad how that whole situation went down before she went home and then she didn't even get a chance to like defend herself. But yeah, I wish JB would have stayed and I wish I didn't vote for him and jump on the train to get him voted out. Because I think things would be different if he was still in the game. I also really wish Taisha voted for Zach last round. Because then he wouldn't have won immunity and I probably would still be in the game.
Sorry, I'm screaming at Drew.
Nasty Drew.
He's bitching about the time of fucking the rites of passage and jury round table. I'm like, baby, you're the one who fucked the schedule up. We would have 2 days for this.
He's so nasty. Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, of course, Gwen. Duh.
So you were talking about JB, and I just one of my favorite calls of the season was that call when you and JB were on call and you're talking about TV shows and all that. That was literally like one of the highlights of the season for me. So why did you turn on him, or not necessarily turn on him, but why did you go along with it? You seem to have such a good relationship with him.
Something just like, something inside of me was just like, don't trust him. And I think it goes literally back to like his Meet Me video where he's like, I'm notoriously a monster in games. And that always like stuck in my head. Like, even though I had such a great relationship with him, like, I just couldn't get that out of the back. It was subconsciously because I never brought it up, but like, it was just like a subconscious thing. I feel like when people tell you who they are the first time, you should believe them. And I think that's stuck in my head and I couldn't get it out, even though I really did love him and I wanted him and me to go far in the game. But like, something about it just felt like the right thing to do for me. But I shouldn't have voted him out in hindsight.
Those damn subconsciouses.
They suck. That goes to show what you say in your Meet Me video matters, because I think my Meet Me video led a bunch of people to wanting to work with me. And I think even if JV showed people that he's like a great person, his Meet Me video stuck with a lot of them too. And I think that's what, and then all those negatives he got, I think that's what led a lot of other people to wanting to vote him out. And I just didn't see some of them. Like, I knew what people would say, and I don't remember what I answered for them, but like some of those negative ones that he got, I was just like, I don't agree. But I knew the perception of him from the Blackbeard people.
What is going to be one thing, or what are you going to take away from this experience, Jazz? Like a year down the line, you know, April comes back around and it's the 1 year, and you like think back and you go, oh, I was in Port Royal last year. What's gonna like be one of the things that comes to your mind when you think back on this?
My love-hate relationship with Valian.
I loved that arc. I really did. Y'all came full circle by the end. It was honestly so. It was so good.
He's my favorite frenemy in this game. Like,
and it's for you to even say today earlier on call, I miss Valiant. I was like, yes, that's what the game does. I love it.
Valiant. I always said in my confessionals, like, there's just something about this guy that I cannot trust. Like, I don't trust Valiant at all, and he never gave me a reason not to. It was just like I couldn't trust him, and I voted for him several times and he still forgave me for it. And I think that was like one thing that I took from this game is like, no matter like what you've done, like there's still a chance that somebody will forgive you. And I think Valian, my relationship with him just taught me like, even if you think people aren't going to forgive you, just make the push to ask for it or to make amends, because making amends with Valian helped me a lot past like that time, the time we got voted out. But yeah, I think that I'll think about that for sure. My relationship with Bree, my bestie, I love her. And I was so heartbroken when she left. That was my girl.
If next season, if newbies are applying and we had alumni give advice to them, what would be your advice as somebody who lived, breathed this experience for 40 days straight?
Whew, that's a good one. Are you testing me to see if you can give me a C mail? Because I really want to do one.
Yes, this is
I
practice.
really want to do one. Let's think really hard about this one because I want to do one so bad.
Oh, you go. You wouldn't be the first one to ask. Thanks.
My advice to a newbie would be to, and I'm gonna take a note from Valian, to never count somebody don't count anyone out as an ally, because your least likely ally could be the person that helps you propel forward in a game. Because I never expected for Valian to be somebody that I ended up trusting so much. So I think my advice would be like, don't be scared to reach out to somebody and try to get an allyship with them, because the person you least expect to have an impact on your game could be the one that has the biggest impact on your game. I think, yeah, he didn't have the biggest
Honestly,
impact
great
on my game,
advice.
but he had a really good impact on my game. I feel like I'm in an interview.
If Rocky were to hit you up on Facebook, Instagram, Discord in the future and was like, hey, Jazz, we're looking to host this game or this season, would you ever consider playing a game for I Want Entertainment in the future?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hell yeah, Rocky. Where do I sign up?
Jazz, as the queen of the Calico ship, oh shit. I told you before you were walking the plank what it meant for you to play this game. I would have enjoyed this season as much if I wasn't the president of the Jazz fan club. If you weren't the captain of the Calico ship, like this, just everything about this game would be different if Jazz was not here. I cannot thank you enough from the bottom of my heart, Jazz. This is what I love to do. This has been my passion since I was a fucking child. I was 17 years old when I started this, and just I get blown away every season just seeing who's invested, who plays this, and I don't know. I just love the fact that you were here. You were in my life for this experience, and it means as much to me and production as it does to you. And again, it wouldn't be the same without you. Thank you so much, Jazz.
Thank you, Sandy. Like, you're gonna make me cry again. Oh my god. I've had such a great time. Like, I really am so grateful that you messaged me and was like, I want you to play my game. And I'm just happy that I could do it. And I made it all the way to Final Four. And I'm so proud of myself. And
You should be. You
I'm
did.
so, this experience has just been amazing for me.
You did what 16 others failed to do. So take that with you, and you close out the jury as the queen of the jury, along with the first and last member of the jury, or first queen and last queen, you and Brie.
Yes. See, it's meant to be. She's an icon. I can't, oh my God. I love her so much. She's
So
my
good. I
favorite.
can't wait to see y'all reunited and how you interact tomorrow and at FTC. But do you have any final words before we wrap up this excerpt interview?
I just want to say I'm not going to be the bitter juror at all, because I think all of them have a shot to win. What else? Do I have anything else to say? I'm probably going to vote Taisha if that helps. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know who I'm going to vote yet. But yeah, I'm going to have so much fun doing these questionings because I haven't been on jury in a long time. I before this I hadn't played a game in a month, so yeah, it's gonna be fun being on the jury and being able to question Zach and question Nolita and question Taisha. It's gonna be really fun, so I can't wait. And y'all are doing a round table. That's so fun. I can't wait for that.
We're doing the round table tomorrow night, 8:30. We'll start that. Can't wait. See everybody's thoughts, see the jury interact together and hear y'all's opinions. And your perspectives, and maybe somebody will say something and then somebody will come in and be like, well, that didn't happen like that. That happened like this. It's gonna be great.
I love when that happens. Let me tell you.
But it's been honestly such a pleasure. Cannot wait to see you at the round table tomorrow and then the finale on Thursday. Jazz, love you, mean it.
Love you.
Always
Love you,
grateful
Gwen.
for this. No one will ever take that away from me, okay?
Love you. Thank you so much for playing, guys.
Of course, of course.
We'll see you